Hey guys, so I know it's been a while since I posted my last video. It's been about a month now. I posted my gender reveal around a little over a month ago. I'm actually 21 weeks pregnant right now, but for this video I'm going to be doing my 16 and 17 week update. I know I'm like really far behind, but I was contemplating doing these videos or not. I didn't know if I wanted to do them. I've been writing like everything down in my notes, so I want to go through and talk to you guys about my symptoms, kind of just keep you updated on my pregnancy, how things are going. And this is more for me, like when I'm older, so when I have more kids, I can see the symptoms I was having, the things I was going through. But I want to share it with you guys because I want to get feedback from other people as well. So the first thing I wanted to say is, as you can tell, Max is not here. He actually is at school, for those of you who don't know. He comes home on weekends, so I'm gonna try my best to do videos on weekends when he's home, but when he's not home, I'm going to do them by myself. Sorry if I'm looking down, I have it written on my phone, so I'm gonna be looking down. Some of the symptoms or like things I was feeling or going through when I was 16 weeks was this kind of like was happening a lot in the beginning too. It wasn't just at 16 weeks, but it was when I like started to notice it, and it was like really annoying. I was feeling like dumb. Like, I don't know if that sounds stupid, but like I literally just was feeling dumb, and I think it was like pregnancy brain or something. Like, the best way I could find to describe it is like, you know how, I probably shouldn't say this, you know how when you're like, you just start drinking and like you're starting to like feel it a little bit? That's how I felt all the time. And it was like, you know, like when you're at a party, that's fun, but when you're in everyday life and you're at work and you're eating dinner with your family, like that's not fun. It was really weird that I was feeling like that, and I felt like that a lot too. Like, I don't know, I just felt kind of stupid. Like, things were just like, I just like kind of was like looking around, I was like, oh yeah. That was one thing that I had at 16 weeks. I still have now, so it's just not as bad. I think it was just because I just started noticing it at 16 weeks, so it was like, oh my god, what's going on? Another thing at 16 weeks was I was out of breath a lot, and again, that was like in the whole beginning too. Like, that didn't just start at 16 weeks. I'm even out of breath now. That was one of the biggest things because like I never get out of breath just from talking. Also at 16 weeks I started to have really bad insomnia. Like, I just could not sleep. I would go to bed at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and it was awful because I just could not fall asleep. No matter how hard I tried, like I could literally be in bed at 8 o'clock at night, but I wouldn't fall asleep until 2 o'clock in the morning because I had such bad insomnia. This one was really fun actually because I felt him move around. I think I wrote on here 16 weeks and 4 days with a question mark. It was somewhere around there. I felt like, I don't exactly remember if it was like a kick or if it was just a move, but like I felt something around 16 weeks, and that's when like it started to get cool because I was like, oh my god, wow, this is like, I can feel him now. So like it was cool that I got to feel him, and that was around 16 weeks and 4 days. Another thing I was feeling was I had really bad spine pain. It was like my spine, but then like I had pain like along the sides of my spine. Another thing that was going on was I had really bad acne, and I had it like the whole beginning too. Again, I'm just starting these updates at 16 weeks, but a lot of these were happening like the whole beginning of the pregnancy too. But at 16 weeks, I remember my acne was really bad, and it wasn't like so bad to a point where I was like embarrassed. It was just like, it's bad for me because I don't usually get really bad acne, so it was like, it was a lot. And I remember in the beginning too that my face was super oily, so I had to wash my face all the time. Like, I washed my face like 2 or 3 times a day, no joke, because I just like, I didn't want to wear makeup because my face was so oily, but I wanted to wear makeup because I had acne, so it was like, it was really hard. So I stayed away from the makeup so it didn't make it worse, and I just had to wash my face like 2 or 3 times a day because it was so bad, it was so oily. But at 16 weeks, it was weird because I had the acne, but my skin was so dry, and I could not, there's nothing I could do for it. Like, you guys know, if you watch my makeup tutorials, I use the CeraVe moisturizing lotion, and it's for dry skin, but for some reason, while I've been pregnant, it just does not work. No lotion was helping, so it was just one of those things, like I could just put lotion on all day and it was still dry. I would tell Max all the time, like, I feel like I'm not even pregnant because I don't even have a lot of symptoms, you know, like dry skin, whatever, having acne, whatever. They weren't significant enough to be like, oh my god, like, you know, some people get morning sickness. I never got morning sickness, so I was really lucky with that. The things that people tell you, like, oh yeah, this happens when you're pregnant, like, those things didn't really happen to me. So it was just little things that, you know, it was just like normal everyday things that were just like, oh, okay, like I don't know, they weren't really like pregnancy things to me. They were just things that were happening. My cravings for 16 weeks, which was really weird because I literally, even now at 21 weeks, like I don't have cravings. So it was really weird. This only went on for like a week maybe. I wanted nerd ropes all the time, and I have a feeling it was because this was around like Valentine's Day or like a little before Valentine's Day. So all the Valentine's Day candy was out in the stores, and I saw all the candy and I was like, oh my god, I just want all the candy. And I got nerd ropes, and it's so weird because everybody's like, oh my god, nerd ropes are disgusting, but literally I think it's because like the center of a nerd rope is chewy, but then the outside, like the nerds, are crunchy. So I think it was that thing going on. It wasn't like that I wanted nerd ropes. I think it was just like the texture that I wanted. I don't know, that's so weird. The pills I am taking, hold on, let me get them out. Taking these prenatals by Spring Valley, and they're just gummy prenatals. I don't know if you can see, but they're just like gummies. I was taking these, but they're horse pills. They're literally huge. Like I just could not swallow them. And then I also have these Caltrate gummies, and this is just calcium and vitamin D, I'm pretty sure, because the doctor said that prenatals that have calcium and vitamin D, they don't really work well with other vitamins. So I'm also anemic, which I found out at like 11 or 12 weeks, so I found out really early. I'm also taking an iron pill because, again, like when you're anemic, you need to take extra iron. This is great because this has 260 tablets, so this will last the whole pregnancy. Like there's only like 45 in here, or there's 90 in here, so, and you have to take 2 a day, so it only lasts for like a little over a month. So I have to keep buying those. And let me tell you, if you're anemic, you understand. I wish I wasn't. It makes so much sense now knowing that I'm anemic, because I was having all these symptoms of being anemic, but I didn't know I was. And like if I don't take my iron pills, I feel like dizzy, and I feel like I need to sit down, and it's a good thing they told me I was anemic and I'm taking iron pills, because if I wasn't, I would be really concerned why I was feeling the way I was. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to week 17. Again, a lot of these things are the same, but it's just I wanted to do a 16 and 17 week, and then my next video will be 18 and 19, and hopefully Max will be here for that video. Really quickly, before I go on with this video, I forgot to mention that during week 16, I also was super emotional. Like literally someone could drop a piece of paper and I would start crying. So I don't know what was up with that. But again, it was probably just hormones and everything going along with being pregnant. But I did want to mention that I was super emotional, and it did go into week 17 as well, but it was mostly week 16. It literally started on week 16 day 1 and went the entire week, and then like I said, went into week 17 too. But I did just want to mention that I was super emotional, and when I mean super emotional, I mean like I would just come home from work and just sit here and cry, just because why not? So I just want to mention that before I went on with the video, because I forgot to put it in the video when I was filming the first time. So anyway, back to the video. It's funny because the first symptom I put down is starting to feel pregnant now. Again, it says I had spinal pain like in the middle and lower back, and I actually do remember the lower back pain, and I think it was just because I started a new job. I work at a daycare and I work with babies, so I'm constantly like picking things up, like picking babies up, picking toys up. So I think it just had to do with that as well. But I remember the lower back pain, and it wasn't like lower back pain, it was lower spine pain. So I don't know, that was really weird to me. But again, I had that at 16 weeks too, so I was kind of expecting it. Oh my god, I'm so out of breath. Okay, the next thing I put down was feeling more movement, and it says not a lot of movement, but a little bit. And I remember actually, because I remember in the middle of 16 weeks I was feeling a little bit of movement, and I felt it like once a day maybe. Like it wasn't a lot, but it was cool when I did feel it. And then I remember 17 weeks was just a little bit more, so maybe it was like once or twice a day. Like it wasn't a lot, but it was just more. But it was cool because I could feel him, and I was like, wow, like he's actually in there. Like that's when it started to feel real, which is probably why I wrote feeling more pregnant now, because I could feel him more, and it was really cool. The next thing I have is my acne was this. It was the same. It didn't get worse, but it was the same, and it was really bad like on my chin area, and even right now I'm kind of struggling with it, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before. And I remember I had it on my chin and my forehead before, and again, like those are the areas I get the most oily in, so it makes sense to me. I remember having groin and hip pain at 17 weeks, and again, I feel like it could be because of the job I started, because I was always like bending down and bending over. But I remember like my groin started to hurt, which is normal, because if you know round ligament pain is, it's just like a pain in your groin. But I had that in the beginning of my pregnancy, and it did not feel like round ligament pain. It just felt like my groins were just like being stretched, and they just I don't know, they just felt like they hurt. It wasn't like round ligament pain, because that is more like a throbbing in your groin, but this was just like, they just were sore and they felt like they just like, I just felt like I pulled them almost. It wasn't bad, but it was just like something I noticed. Another thing is still dry skin, and I remember 17 weeks, I did have dry skin. It wasn't as bad, but it was still dry, and it was so annoying because I was putting so much lotion on, my skin was getting oily, so it was like, I was either having super dry skin and putting lotion on and then getting super oily skin, or it was just like I just didn't know what to do, because it was like I either had super dry skin or super oily skin, and it was one of those things I just had to deal with. So I did have dry skin. It wasn't as bad, but I did get more oily because I was putting more lotion on. My cravings that week, again, because it was around Valentine's Day and I saw all the candy out, was Sour Patch Kids watermelon. Like, I didn't want Sour Patch Kids, I wanted the watermelon Sour Patch Kids. I think I was wanting the Sour Patch Kids watermelon because I was watching another pregnancy update from someone else I watch on YouTube, and she, at 17 weeks, was saying how she wanted something sour. I don't remember what it was, like sour rope or like sour something, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds so good. Then I went to the store and got them, and I ended up having like 3 boxes in like 2 weeks, so it was disgusting, but I haven't had it since, so we're fine. Again, the pills I am taking for 17 weeks are the prenatals. I take those at night before I go to bed. I take the iron when I wake up in the morning just so I don't feel weird throughout the day. And then I do take my calcium at lunchtime when I remember, because I did get a new job. I haven't been remembering to take my calcium with me. When I do remember, I do take it, but I don't always remember to take my calcium. But I do always try to remember my iron, because I know that if I don't take it, I'm going to feel weird throughout the day. The doctor said to not take them, but those vitamins just shouldn't be taken all together. They don't work the way they're supposed to. So that's why I do my iron at breakfast, my calcium at lunch, and my prenatals before I go to bed. So I know all of you guys who watch pregnancy updates probably always see that they have like a belly shot or like an update on what the belly looks like, or they measure the belly. But because I am 21 weeks now and this is a 16 to 17 week update, I can't really show you my belly because that was a month ago. But if I can find pictures, I will put them. I will put little clips of the pictures in this video. I wish I did these videos when I was supposed to, so I could do like a belly shot, but I didn't. So I will try and find pictures. And if you guys have any questions, just put it in the comments below, because I love hearing from you guys. I have a beauty channel and I love when you guys comment and give me feedback. It literally is the best thing, because then it shows that my hard work is paying off. I'm making these videos for a reason, and it's awesome for me to hear from you guys too. So again, these pregnancy updates are for me, you know, to watch in the future, but at the same time, I want to know like what you guys are going through too. And if you guys are pregnant or wanting to be pregnant, you guys can watch these videos, see what I'm going through, see if it compares to what you're going through. And I'm getting off track, so never mind. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, leave it down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will be back shortly, hopefully with Max, for a week 18 and 19 update. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.